Go.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to cut bangs. And I've already, in my last video, I showed you how to do a basic haircut. And that's where the point we're starting from here. I've trimmed her hair. Now she wants side bangs, or bangs in general. But she's got this little cowlick right here. You can see how the hair grows. So on her, for bangs to just hang straight down is not going to work because of her cowlick. So this is what we're going to do. We always part her hair on this side. And so part your hair the way you normally do, the way your hair lays best. And we don't want to fight against the cowlick. That just creates too much work, especially for a little kid's hair. So what you want to do, I don't want to give her a ton of bangs, but enough so that they lay. And so she doesn't have the thickest hair, so I'm going to take about an inch and a half of hair here. Now she's got a taper as well, so I'm going to have to blend it into that in the front. So I'm going to part off this little section. I'm going to comb it slightly at an angle. Okay, now keep your sit up tall, chin straight forward. Okay, now again, because when hair is wet, like we have it here, it shrinks when it's dry, so you don't want to cut too short. So you have to think about how long you want them and where you want them to be afterwards. And I want hers to not be quite in her eyes, but I also am going to taper them so she can tuck them. So I'm going to cut about, half an inch, well, a quarter of an inch a little lower. I'm going to start here, right here in front of her eye. I'm just going to cut at an angle down. Don't move. You can see where her bangs are at. And if you find out these are not short enough, you can always retrim, but you don't want to cut too much off because you can't really fix that too well. So in the last video I showed you how to do a taper in the front. So I'm going to part off that little area that I tapered, and I'm just going to try and blend these bangs in a little bit more. Not a whole lot, it's only going to affect just this one little part. So there's still a definite bang definition, but just so it's not so abrupt. And I'm going to do these long. You can see I'm kind of skipping down a little bit. I don't want too high. I'm actually just kind of stepping them. It's always good to recomb because you'll find lots of little hairs after. Put your chin up. So the idea is that we're not going to take this, we don't have to adjust the other side too much. I'm going to take a look at this side. Because this side is thinner, you don't want it to chunk out too much of this. So I'm just going to take, starting from where I started there, about her chin. Just going to taper in just a touch more. Alright. Okay, check it. Good. And then when they're dried. And I'll show you a picture of that later. So that's how you cut side bangs. Okay, and here is our final product after her haircut. And you can see the bangs that we cut and how they've just kind of fallen to the side. And that's about where we want them, so they're not in her face and in her eyes.